Oha bayağı hızlandı lan. Okey. Okey. Oha. Ama ben en iyisi tabancadan devam edeyim. Zaten mermim tabanca attı ya. Yavrum çıkar o kelleni yavrum. Tüfek mermisi ver abi ver. Daha tüfek mermisi vermen lazım bana ama sen. Vay anasını avradına ya. Bu ne hız ya. Üf.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to two
İki
Mescalero
maskelere
women.
kadınıyla
At the
evliydi.
same
İki
time?
tane aynı
Yeah,
anda.
they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of
Kaçmam
there.
gerekti o kadınlar
Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well,
Onu ölüm
I
mağarasına
pursued
kadar
him
kovaladım.
into the cave of death.
Oyun bu arada en son grafiklerde arkadaşlar. Evet geldik.
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I
Onu
saw him.
gördüm üzerime
He
silah
came to me unarmed
geldi. O ne
and
lan öyle?
unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows,
Ve bana zarar
and I
verdiğini
sensed he
olmadan
meant me
hissettim.
no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
Sen ne yapacaksın oğlum benim ruhumdaki kötülüğü?
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are.
Bir dakika
The soul
kardeşim.
will have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
he said I was a
Oğlum nasıl
great
ölmüyor
warrior,
ya?
a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
O neymiş ya öyle? Bunların içinden geçerim de ihtiyacım yok. Reis sen nereye
I
koşuyorsun ya?
swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared,
O ne?
kind of like a miracle.
O ne ya? Aa buraya merdiven kendi kendine eklendi değil mi? Creeper için mağaralara bir göz at. Olur. Yeriz. Ama önce bir dakika şunlardan bir toplayabildiğim kadar bir mermi toplamam gerekiyor şu an. Güzel. Mermim fullenmiş.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo jumbo.
Sıktım lan nasıl ölmüyor bu ya?
Mumbo Jumbo is right. Are you making this all up as you
Gel
go?
lan buraya.
A few details may be fuzzy,
Ya oradan nasıl
but I
ölebilirim
am
ya?
relating exactly what happened to me.
Adam nasıl koşuyor ben nasıl koşuyorum ya? Allah'ım şaka mısın ya? Bir dakika. Yavrum bak. Gel lan
There
buraya.
were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens.
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At
Gel
least
lan
3
buraya.
or
Gel.
4.
Well, more than that, a little late.
O ne lan ya? Ağzıma sıçtı herif ya. Kim o? Dibinden tutuyor ya bir de.
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches around me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
Gel. Gel. Adamlar bitti mi o tepeden inenler? Biter mi? Ey yavrum ey. Oğlum dur işte bir saat sonra falan çıkıyorum sizden ya. Oğlum daha ne lan?
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before.
O nasıl bir şey oğlum öyle? Bu nasıl bir hayal gücü amına? Gri kurtu yakala. Yakalayacağım ben onu. Ondan yana sıkıntı yok da önce bir mermilerimi bir fulleyim be. He? Bir dakika yavrum dur. Yavrum dur şu mermilerimi bir fulleyim be.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me.
Vallahi bir yetenekler açıyorum ama kendi kendime.
But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
O ne oğlum? Wow. Başarılı.
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
Hiçbir şekilde alamadım. Anlıyorum hocam. İsabet oranı 64. Ölen şu an 109. Wow. 109 düşman vurmuş mu? O da güzel, o da güzel.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Biliyor musunuz Daltonlar çizgi filmi falan vardı.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory, until Coffeeville, of course.
Soyguncular.
I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Bana ödül avcısı derler ha.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street. Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
Oğlum sen de niye okudun her şeyi?
First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Nasıl oluyor ya o?
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had him dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait till something bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Basmayı unuttum. Nasıl olabilir bu ya? Of. Kayınbaşa mı aldı bu? Kayınbaşa aldı galiba. Oğlum kime tutuyor la bunlar? Bu da bizden. Hayır, ha buradan. Tamam, şimdi oldu.
We paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
Onlar oradan tutuyorlar.
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Birbirleri. O mu? Çaktan içeri girerek Daltonlara sürpriz yap olur.
Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Oğlum, oraya nasıl gideceğim lan ha buradan?
Brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Daltonları yakala. Geldim. Çatı aşağı çöktüm. Çatı aşağı çökmemiş. Çok korktum amına.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Jim Bowie, Davy Crockett, died defending the Alamo.
Tam orada bir şey dedi. Ben tam oraya bombacı, dinamiti fırlat ve patlat. Kelle avcısı, konsantrasyon olan arttırmak için onu ver. O önemli. Yani benim için önemli en azından. Birazcık da Rancher'la devam edelim ya. 2.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
Sensin lan sağda. Gidiyor. Siz ne yapıyorsunuz lan burada? Kaçta mı gidiyor? Bankalar ne var ne yok boşaltmışlar amına.
Over there! That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Bunlar mı da Daltonlar?
His name? Silas Greaves. And when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Şimdi evet.
It was early evening, not high noon. Daltons blew up a safe, and we're all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeeville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Lider acemi beceriksiz anne.
I'd been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
Senin üstünden mi geliyor?
Ain't bothering me none. Don't let that asshole get away with this.
Nasıl ölmüyor la o? Buradan mı gittiler la onlar? Buradan gittiler. Gelin la buraya.
Hey, we got us to eat. What's wrong with him?
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose it. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens. The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Yavrum tuzağın çalışmadı işte. Oradan buraya mı? Oğlum çık lan. Oğlum buradan değil mi ya? He? Oğlum bura işte. Ha burası. Anladım.
It was him, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me
Yere
down.
kaldırıp beni yenmeye karar verme nasıl bir şey la o?
This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Yavrum bir dakika. Benim o pompadan kaçmam gerekiyor şu an. Okay.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
Birini hallettik ya.
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Halen bana ödül isterler. Nasıl bir görev adı oğlum? Hala bana görev istiyorlar evet. Daha ölmedim ayaktayım falan.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Doğru yoldayım ha. Bastan şehirdeki Daltonlar.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
Oğlum bu yerden ağaçlar çıkıyor. Bu çok ürkünç ha. Valla.
The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Ağaçlar oradan buraya, buradan buraya. Yanlış anlamadım.
Where they stand! Except for some son of a bitch ahead of me wanted to do me harm, so I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
Şundan mermi toplayın. Tek mermisi olmaz ama ya. Adam akıllı bir mermi ver anasını satayım. Ya görevden saptığını biliyorum da mermi arıyorum birader biliyorsun. Buraya ekmem gerekiyor benim ama nasıl? Oğlum görev burayı gösteriyor. Ha buraya anladım burası.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
O neymiş öyle ya? Herhangi puanım yok değil mi şu an? Evet yok. Güzel. Şuradan bir mermi fırlayayım da ben. Ver. Oh. Oh ne? Al. Oğlum ekran öyle bir bulanıklaşıyor ki adam var zannediyorum ya. Sürekli dinamit attı üzerime. Salak. Kendi attığı dinamite kendisine patladı bana böyle geldi. Oğlum sen ne gitsin la? Ölmüyor. Al bunu sana senin cevap vereyim al. Adam bizim tarafta değilmiş ki. Kim var başka? Bakın birisi daha var.
Point being, I was under serious attack. My reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Kim attan ya? Reis, nereye koşuyorsun? O koştuğun yer nere öyle senin ya? Ama kelleni görüyorum bak. Sen bu şekilde anlaşamayız. Şuradan mermi kullayayım ben bir. Sen değil aktif, idiot. Şerefsiz. Duyul aktifçe soruyorum da bana. Ama dilim de dönmedi.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Üstüne çıkmaya çalıştım. Ne olur yeri. Valla ben şunu bir alayım da elime.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was.
Buralarda bayağı bir adam çıkacak gibi ya.
Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon
Steve uyuyor. Steve kalk lan. Kalk. Ciddi bir şey anlatıyoruz burada.
Steve!
Kalk lan. Ciddi bir şey anlatıyoruz burada. Şerefsiz uyuyor bir de ya.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Kızılderililer. Ha? O ne alaka ya? Oğlum Kızılderililer ne alaka lan?
Indians? They were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
Well, I'm listening. I was just resting my
Yalancı seni.
eyes.
Dur şuradan bir de
where was I?
mermi toplayayım bir
The
dakika.
Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Buradan mı gidiyorsun? Buradan gidiyorsun. Oradan da buraya.
Stop that, son!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. Kansas breed like rabbits. More Smiths, Hoffers, or who knows what.
Bu ne? Bombacı dinamit olarak kaçarsan sasalan şaşırtıcı yardımcı olur. Şunları bir yeter. Bunu ver ya. Ben var ya ben sana bunu açacağım
But
ya
hell,
altın
what's
tüfeği.
more important than family? I bet Ben knows what
Seni
I'm talking
kimden ben
about.
biliyorum. Kim o? Sen nereye koştun dayı? Daha var. Koşan adam var daha. Aha camı da kırılmış. Ölmek üzereyim bu arada arkadaşlar. Bak. Hadi bundan da kurtuluşu göreyim. Al oğlum. Daha isteyen var mı? Tamam. Lan kimden damage yiyorum ben? Şerefsiz herif ya. Oğlum göremedim adam siz yüzünden. O neymiş öyle? Bu ne? Ya ne yapayım Ranger'ı çifetsin Allah'ını seversin. Zaten var elimde. Kim o tutan idiot? Bana bir yerden idiot. Oğlum zaten kırık bak canım. Senden damage yemem. Kim o? Kim lan o ateş eden bana? Sen ne yapıyorsun orada? Git oğlum.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Bunları tehdit eden bir tehdit kim oluyor? Hangisi oluyor o? Benim
That's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps? Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was in that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from our house, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Ananı avradını canımın içinden geçti ya. Taretli şerefsiz var ya ağzıma sıçtı benim ya. Oğlum ben bir yerlerden bir şeyler görüyorum ama. O neymiş? Sen kimsin lan? Arkadaşlar çok tatlı mesaj verildi ama bana inşallah demeci vurmaz o. Oğlum bana sıkan herif sen misin lan o? Gidiyor.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Tamam dur. Geliyorum dur. Geliyorum dur içinden geçeceğim dur. Şunlardan mermi falan ne yaptığını çok kaybet. Birazcık da şu tabancamız oynayak ya. Yeni tabancamla.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Yakınlarda bir yerlerde kırıntı var. Bu mu lan kırıntı? Yok şapka. Alayım dayım o kırıntıyı. Burası bir yere gidiyor mu gitmiyor. Buraya. Neyse ama bir dakika ama. Merdivenden iniyorum ya. Bu şekilde anlaşamayız. Nereden başlattı beni?